What's up, guys? MrGimms back again for another DEADBY. Jesus Christ, it's the annual DEADBY. That one's for you, Illusion. That's for you. Guys, you know what the crack is. DEADBY, we basically go through the forums, the Dead by Daylight forums, and find the funny, the insane, the cringy, and sluzzyless. It's sluzzyless now. It's a sad, sad world. But anyway, guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that join button to help keep the lights on over here at Gimms Enterprises. And, let's try to have some fun with this.
Leave your entries in the forums below, and I'll read your opinions in the next episode of DEADBY, 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 DEADBY.
All right, do the solo buffs take some of the mystery away? And as Valorant is explaining here, he's talking about the HUD changes, so the more information now that the survivors have, i.e. solo, but you know, survivor friends get it as well because there's no way to distinguish, but that's a whole other thing, another video. Let's talk about this. As a mostly solo player, I have to say the solo buffs are pretty great. I liked being able to tell what's happening in the match up to a point. Fair call, I agree. However, I do feel seeing a generator progress is maybe way too much information. It takes away from the air of mystery of the game and gives me information for free that I needed good game sense for before. That's a very good point as well, just on that. A lot of people talk about freebie perks and things like that, sometimes with killer as well, which is really weird for me. But yes, it's free information with you don't have to bring anything. So that's a good point to raise. I'm not even necessarily saying that visible generator progress is overpowered. Yeah, fair. Since survivor friends do all get that all for free anyway, I just think the visual indicator turns the game even more into a gen rush simulator without the extra bit of uncertainty. Does anyone else feel the same way? I'm gonna give this a like straight away because you are a coherent, easy to understand, smart DBD player. When I say smart DBD player, I mean, you can tell you've been playing this game for some time and you sort of get the ins and outs of it. I would say that I think it might be too far like you. I'm not sure yet. I need more time with it. It hasn't really affected my killer play too much that I can tell so far. Obviously, survivor friends get comms. That information, you know, if it's a good team, sporadically can increase and sort of ruin the fun of a killer, I think sometimes. But, you know, to make up for that, they've done this HUD, but survivor friends also have access to it. So yeah, I guess pending decision for me personally, and I need more time with it, but let's see what people say. Devs are killing my survivor experience with all the free info. Okay, so he doesn't like it. That's fair. It's okay not to like something. Yeah. Yeah, the game feels different on some kind of fundamental level. It does help you make better decisions, and I feel like that's actually a problem. In solo queue, half the fun is not knowing what the hell is going on. Now a lot of the mystery is gone. So yeah, okay, we're getting some really good conversations here, guys. I think that's really important to point out. To be honest, I think the solo queue status icons was somewhat of a mistake because now being coordinated as survivor is easy. This was one of the things that was somewhat of a concern. Killer now needs eruption and other broken stuff. Okay, because the advantages of a survivor friends are now base kit. Not necessarily, but I can understand the correlation you're making between the two, meaning that every game feels like a SWF and it's easy to ruin the killer. Again, yeah, there's points there though, isn't there? So I don't know. How do you guys feel about this one? I thought I'd touch up on this one. I think it's important. What do you guys think? Approaching the eruption nerf. Because we all know it's happening, right? We all know, like, when they talk about a meta shift, that eruption is certainly going to go. They even mention it. They said Mushman or whatever the hell they did. You know, that weird thing they did. It's weird. Eruption will be nerfed while Dead Hard, which is 50% more popular, will not get any changes. Again, this really bothers me because it is whataboutism, I guess. It's two different things doing two different things, if that makes sense. It's like, you can't compare apples to oranges in a way, like they're totally different. I know they're both fruits, so in this case, there's two perks in the same game on two different sides, but they're both doing different things. Eruption, I really think people are just going ham on Eruption. I still think that it's fine, just maybe get rid of the incapacitated effect or lessen it to a degree, but it's still okay. It's still a fine perk. It's not OP, it's not broken. That means, yeah. This is ridiculous. Dead Hard has been known to extend a chase, but man, if you go back a couple of months ago to the old Dead Hard, it was far more superior to the one we have now. We actually have to use some skill with this one now. So yeah, let's keep going. At least I hope you revive some kind of perk like Dying Light or Thanatophobia. I think Dying Light's fine. I still use it here and there today. Like, I mix up my builds, so yeah, but that's fair. Thanatophobia, yeah, that got ruined. I'll give you that. Ruin, yeah, that got ruined. Wordplay. And then we got, Jesus Christ. Never going to get used to that. That is absolutely horrifying. My heart, it's beating. It's beating, baby. I will clarify here, we have not said what we will look into fully, just given a hint at one thing. Please do not make this a, this is getting nerfed, so this should as well discussion. When you do not have all the information. That's totally fair. I feel sick. Yuck. Yes, we are currently looking at Eruption. Pretty sure our design team is looking at other perks too. That seemed a bit cunty, didn't it? Like, pretty sure the rest of our team are looking at other perks too. Like, that's, we know they are. We know you were saying you were looking at many perks. You brought it back, Mandy. Thank you. I actually appreciate it. You were starting to make a little sense there, and it was freaking me the hell out. Good one. Why do you hate behavior? I mean, hate's a pretty damn strong word, isn't it? But people do. It's weird. They planned an entire roadmap, they shared news, they promised and delivered, okay? They made... Careful. They made solo queue much better now with the new HUD, and they worked so hard on and they surprised us with Maurice Skin, yeah, and William Birkin for Blight. You're targeting things, so it just means it is actually really interesting that you're targeting things, and the reason why I outlined that is because you're in it for yourself. Whiffum is a really, really good... Not a good, but it's a thing that salespeople really look into as a sales tool. What's in it for me? You're just looking at things that you really like, and that's fair enough, but a bunch of other stuff happened on the side of that as well that you haven't mentioned. You've just mentioned two things, so it's interesting to look at it that way. Why are you hating on them even though they delivered good patches? So it seems to me from this that it's delivered good patches for you, and while I think that's amazing and it's great that behavior have appeased you and what you need, there are other people in this community, not just one person. It's always good to remember that and look at the, big scope of it all. Because there's a lot you're missing too that's bad. You know what I mean? You've just kind of hand-picked, cherry-picked things. So anyway. Hating on developers is cool, I guess. Idiot. So Solo is buffed to Survivor Friends level. I mean, we expected these posts today, guys, because it's, what's hot and what's in. Since solo queue is now almost buffed to Survivor Friends level, only thing left now is knowing what palettes has been used in the map, for which devs might provide a base kit windows of opportunity. Who knows? I actually can't believe you're putting that out there as like that might happen, or maybe it should happen. That is really scary, guys. It'll be interesting to see if they ever buff killers, since they have to pretty much compete with Survivor Friends every game now. Okay, we've brought it around. And hopefully it's not another 0.5 faster pallet breaking stuff. Yeah, that was just a gloss over that. You guys get to break things half a second faster. Goody! No, it wasn't even that, was it? I don't know, I can't remember the numbers. What's also funny is devs labeling this as just quality of life improvements. Yeah. Just shows they don't understand what a huge part information plays in their game. I definitely think they do understand. Whether they care or not is a totally different thing. It is a quality of life improvement in the way that it's improving a certain role, which being Survivor. However, every single time you affect a seesaw, one side's up, one side's down, isn't it? That's just the way it happens. Yeah, I guess we'll see. A year ago, when Behavior announced the HUD icons to bring Solo up to Survivor Friends level, they mentioned how balancing killers for them were tough because of the discrepancy, yeah? Now it's been reached, I wonder what buffs they have planned. It will be actually really interesting to see what buffs they have planned, if any at all. I've been playing this game for so long. I know some people don't like it out, well, they call me negative or whatever, but yeah, I just know the way they are. We'll see though, I guess. What do you think stops Behavior from showing us who was playing with friends or solo? Something that's been largely asked for I think most people really want to see something like this, being able to differentiate between solo and Survivor Friends. I think that'd be, super important, but I know why they don't want to share it. I just don't want to say. If you know, you know, I guess, but we'll see. Heard this idea for years. Just think of Survivor Friends and solo icons on the tally screen, not before, but at the end of the match. That is the correct answer, in my opinion, my humble opinion. Not before, but after. And we'll quickly gloss over what I think. If you put it before, then the killer's going to DC or just get out of the lobby. And then we'll never ever find a match ever again in our lives. So very clever. I like that. Do you think killers could use it as an excuse? Maybe that, I mean, if you lost, you lost. I mean, who cares if it was Survivor Friends or solo? Sometimes like 4 solos can be quite powerful. You know what I mean? This is why it's really hard to track this data. Maybe the system can't even track it 100% when it comes to crossplay. Do you have any other reasons? And if not, or you don't care, why not just show at the end for the better understanding, what's really happening with our games? I do like this. I think it's a really good question. Yeah, much as I'd like to see it, so I can get a sense of a difference between solo queue and Survivor Friends, these are so many people who would just use it as a justification for abusing people. Well, I'm not one of those people. I'd ignore all that because I don't care what people say at the end of the game chat. I mean, if you want to say GG, happy days, but apart from that, you really don't get much out of that endgame chat. For me personally, it'd be great for stats and data, not using excuses, just saying this was a Survivor Friends, this was a solo. I had 10 games versus Survivor Friends, I won maybe 6 of them, great. I did 10 games against 4 solos, I won 9 of them. Like, I would just, and obviously I'd have to make it a bigger pool than 10 games, I understand that, I'm not an idiot, but yeah, it'd be great. But behavior don't want us making data. Like, that's another thing, part of my original. They don't want us doing that. They don't want us thinking for ourselves. They want to be in control of that information. It's a good business move. Some killers think they face Survivor Friends all the time. Maybe that would make them see they just need to get better. Maybe it would. Show us the data. Oh, we got a response from Peanuts here. Okay. It would definitely be nice to see on paper, but in practice, I could see it turning sour pretty quickly. And that is exactly right there, guys, what they'll always lean on as a dev. And again, I'm not making fun of it. It's clever. It's smart. It makes sense. But that's what they'll lean on for the excuse, because it's a get out of jail free card. Groups of 2 or more make up about half of all survivors, varies per region. I believe that. 2 or more, yeah. You're probably facing and beating some sort of group in each match, but you may not even realize it because on average, group players don't really perform better than undergroup players. Statistically, no, because there would be less top tier Survivor Friend talent out there. But that's very tricky. Like, yeah, I think that's a little cheap there, Peanuts. I think that's a little cheap what you did there. While great survivors playing together and coordinating can be very powerful, the vast majority of people are just casually hanging out with their friends, no harder to kill than anyone else. I will question that stat. Top tier, yes, less of. Absolutely, 100%. Teams that really do try to play well together, I'd say there's shit tons of them. But casually, maybe that will beat it by a margin. Again, show me the stats. But again, you're going to lean on it's going to get pretty sour quickly. On paper, this sounds like a great thing. You'll see that you're beating groups on a regular basis, and it might show how rare these unstoppable squads are. Maybe even show that even competent solo players can do really well sometimes. And I believe that as well. I'm a firm believer of that. But in practice, that's not how brains work. Oh, you're not going to teach me how to use the brain, are you? The brain? My brain. Have I already just proven his argument? It's easy to look at a win and go, I won because I'm good. You just won what is supposedly a hard match. After all, I know what a hard match is, though. We all know. Can you just trust? I know there's a lot of idiots. I know there's a lot of idiots out there that go, I'll have a really hard match, and then I'll watch the match and I'll go, fucking hell, that was a 4K easy. Like, you know what I mean? But I know what a hard match, yeah. You need to start asking people who are... This is getting off topic. No, it's not off topic. It's getting a little out of hand. It's a lot harder to swallow a loss and say, I lost because I didn't do as well as I could. This isn't something that's exclusively to any side or even Dead by Daylight gaming as a whole. When someone's frustrated, it's very difficult to take a step back and think rationally. Yeah, you know what I'd do, guys? I'd take away the ability to do endgame chat. Just take it away completely and instead give us stats. Who would be keen on that change? I'd be so happy with that. But yeah, you guys can read the rest of it if you like on screen. I'm not going to spend all DEADBY doing this, but yeah, I feel there was a few cheeky ones there in his comments. But as I said, they'll always lean on it'll get pretty sour quickly. Remove the chat then if you're so concerned and give me stats instead. Hell yeah, keen. Dredge is so fun to play and underrated. That is it. This is the discussion that I am starting. Lol. Well, in this case, in the name of Dredge, and since Maurice got an outfit recently, there we are. It's absolutely beautiful. And this is what behavior has filled up their Twitter feed with for the last couple of days. They have been absolutely going ham, guys. Absolutely going ham. Jesus Christ. Maurice. Who gives a shit? And finally, leaving until tunneling is addressed. All right, see ya. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it from me and DEADBY this week. Hope you did enjoy. We actually had some serious topics today. It wasn't all just fun and games and stuff like that. Was there much cringe? There was cheap shots. There wasn't a lot of cringe. But anyway, guys, do that normal YouTube thing. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit the join button if you want to help keep the lights up and going at GIMS Enterprises, Inc. Incorporated, Limited, all that stuff. And don't forget, you can also catch me on Twitch because I'm live right now. Love to see yous. See you in the next one.